every time I'm talking with a shorty, they always ask me that question, are you DL? And I'm just like, what the fuck? Why would I'm talking to you, shorty, you think I'm DL? I'm trying to get in between that ass, not the man them eyes. You get?
What's going on, y'all? Grind to Motivate back in this thing again, man, with another video. And I've been watching this YouTuber by the name of Heck Speaks, and he's been going through a lot of issues with dating. And one of the main issues he's been having is girls have been confusing him or misconstruing his looks and maybe his act with being LGTV. And before we even get started with this, man, I just want to go on, let Heck know, man, your YouTube is very entertaining, funny. I watch you quite often. And sometimes you're even informative, so it's not nothing to hurt to dish you or nothing like that. It's just, just going, giving my opinion, and maybe if there are some tips or anything that can be had for anybody else, then they can be had. But also, I like to say that if a girl is saying something like "you seem gay," she's just really disqualifying you. She's basically saying that you don't have that masculine energy or that masculine presence, and she don't feel like you can pull her in and tell her to shut up. And unfortunately, in the black community, if you're just slightly nicer or, you do something a little bit different to express yourself, then you're looked at as LGTV. But we're going to go ahead and see what your boy Heck got to say, and then I will give my commentary afterwards.
It's a spa day for me, girl.
I've been seeing so time and time again, I start talking with a shorty, and they will always mention, I thought you were G-A, last letter would be Y. I had to space it out a little bit because you two be on my wood. And I'm just like, what made you think that I swing that way? And then they would say things like, oh, it's the double nose piercing. Oh, it's the way that you talk. Oh, it's the way that you act. And I'm just like, I don't understand that because I don't get that. Like, I don't think I act rainbow, you know what I'm saying? I'm filtering the word because YouTube, right? So when I say rainbow, I'm referring to G-A having attraction to the same sex, right? So follow me here, right? So I was having a conversation with this one John, right? We was kicking it, I was getting to know her, vibes is immaculate, you know what I'm saying? And then she was like, are you DL? I'm like, excuse me? What is DL? She's like down low, like you like men, but you don't really like what you would call it, publicize it or make it known, like you DL, which is down low, like you're in the closet about it. I'm just like, no, what makes you think that? And it kind of inspired me to make this video because it's like the reasoning behind why somebody would think the opposite sex would think that I'm rainbow just be baffling me, right? Because it's like, oh, you have the double nose piercing, you're nice. I'm just like, I don't know. I wouldn't really go that far to say somebody, like judge somebody's sexual orientation just by the way that they, I guess, look. You know what I mean? I'm rolling around, I'm talking like this. So I don't understand, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's certain people who are not straight that are presenting like me. You know what I'm saying? They're just more on the, I guess, masculine side if they were to be dating the opposite sex, because there's always like the one that is a little bit more feminine, and then there's one that is more masculine presenting. But I don't know. I'm like,
Come lay with me, period.
So again, I'm going to say, if a girl is saying something like, yeah, you look gay, she ain't even trying to understand you at this point. She's already disqualifying you, and she just never really liked you. And I will say again, I don't think Heck is gay. I don't think he's LGTV whatsoever. I've been watching his videos almost every day, and I even went and did some reconnaissance on his page, and nothing about him looks gay. But there are things that you could look at and be like, what? That's a little confucius. Something about, like, here, he's got his lips poked out, pouted like Drake. That's a little weird. And then, got the weird kind of do-rag tie set up. That's a little offset. And then, beforehand, he's fixed all these things. But beforehand, when he was doing all the dancing and whatnot. He had colorful hair, very colorful hair, along with the dual nose rings, which to me are not really showing masculine. You know, they're I guess they're just, you know, they're a form of you expressing yourself and all that. But like I said, man, the black community, you know, is very very conservative for the most part. And you know, you kind of doing something slightly out of the ordinary, then we're gonna be looking at you like, what? So yeah, that's a little offset. You know, also, you know, he has a body that's not particularly muscular. It's muscular, but it's not swole. Like, you know, he's lean and whatnot, but he's like leaning more towards the skinny side of lean than he is like, oh yeah, I can goddamn Henderson, I can handle your ass hoe. You know, he ain't looking like that. So you gotta add that into it. The dancing is not inherently gay whatsoever, but it could look a little flamboyant. You know, and there also a thing that I would say about being here in Atlanta, which is, you know, all y'all, and it's not the natives here in Atlanta that be gay. It's all y'all jokers that be coming from other places. Y'all be in y'all's home states like, let's go to Atlanta and be free. And then y'all come here and y'all LGTV it up and y'all put a stain on our rep. And then it ain't us, it's y'all. But I'm going off on a tangent, man. Just as far as dancing goes, like a lot of dudes that be dancing here in Atlanta, man, being a personal trainer, I've you know, dealt with all the walks of life, athletes, dancers, you know, Instagram models, regular jokers. And a lot of the dancer dudes will, like, you know, they'll seem regular and straight, and then you'll hear something about them later from somebody else, or they might say something to you off on the side, like, you can come spend the night at my house. Like, what? What are you talking about? So that's something that you just never know. And then back to like the dual nose rings and all the accessories, that's something I think also would kind of take you down a peg as far as the masculinity levels. And I don't think that you should do anything that you don't want to do, because I know that Heck speaks on not wanting to take out the dual nose rings and not really wanting to change himself, because that's like his way of expressing himself. That's his style. And I'm gonna say this, like I said in the last video, man, doing something for somebody else or people will only make you depressed, and it will make your life dismal. So don't do it, because if you're not happy, then nobody will be happy, man. But you know, sometimes you are going against the grain by doing those things that make you happy. Like, you know, that's kind of like, you know, you doing a bad workout program because you like it and you're not getting any muscle, and somebody's telling you, oh yeah, this is how you do it, but you don't want to do it. You know, that's kind of the same thing with maybe Heck having the dual nose rings.
I don't know. I refuse to have to take off my nose rings so I could come off a certain way.
Or some dude running around here painting his nails. Like, I remember these LGTV clients of mine were saying, well, yeah, if you paint your nails, it won't be an issue. And I was like, man, what you mean? Well, I'm trying to goddamn get me a girlfriend so I can breed out here in these streets, man. I can pass on the genes. What you mean? I ain't gonna be able to do that with no, you know, fingernail painting and all that kind of stuff. But you know, to each their own. You know, I don't think you can stack too many things in one. Like, you know, you can't have two LGTV traits in one.
I want to get juiced up!
Well, I would love to juice you like a turkey.
Like, for instance, right here, you can say Heck had several things going against him at once that would make people misconstrue whether he's gay or not. And I think that when you have more than two, that makes you kind of LGTV seeming. Like, for instance, long hair, colorful hair, accessories, dual nose rings, a lot of rings and jewelry. He's on the skinnier side. While he has some muscle, he's on the skinnier side of that muscle. Also, you have to think about his activities. He's more into an artistic realm, which is dancing. And choreography dancing can be looked at as LGTV, because a lot of people do choreography dancing are LGTV people or women. You have to also think that Heck is a nice guy. I think he said that he was a nice guy in one of his videos. He spoke on dealing with this girl that had a horrible attitude, and she was trashing the rental car people and all that. And I was like, well, I would have leave her left, but and then another time he flew across the country to live with this broad, and she ended up goddamn cheating on him and playing him. And you know, that kind of stuff can bleed over into your real life, and you being nice like that can be perceived as softness. You know, unfortunately, people out here take your kindness for gayness sometimes, bro. Especially here in Atlanta, but yeah, man, that's just some things that you have to think about, man. You can't be running around here having multiple things and then wondering why people are perceiving you this way, because your perception can ruin your dating game, can make or break your dating prospects. So Those are just things to think about while you're out here running around in the world. I'm not just talking to Heck. I'm talking to the regular man who likes different things or is interested in different things. Know how to balance those things. You don't have to be running around here, conforming to the regular folks, but be just kind of be realistic and looking within yourself. Are you looking too LGTV or what? And another thing that I didn't think about is I went faceless on this video because I normally have been doing that, but I went faceless because I just moved and my room is full of boxes right now, and then my bed is on the floor because my bed frame is broke for obvious reasons. So yeah, I ain't about to be on camera, but I will be on camera soon, man. I just want y'all to know I ain't ducking the camera, man. This is actually me right here. I ain't ugly on it, as Heck would say. But yeah, man, I just couldn't be on the camera. But that's just what I wanted to talk about today, man. Heck Speaks is a solid dude. Seemed like wanted to go ahead and weigh in on some of his issues, and then I want to also see if I could probably give some other people help as well. If you think that Heck looks LGBT, let me know. If you think that there are any things that he could change or switch up, let him know in the comments below. And have you ever had anything like this happen to you in your own life? And tell us your story. We'd like to hear that in the comments also. But once again, thanks for watching the video. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see y'all next time.